What's your goal, guy? Just playing video games?
No, not just playing video games. Get enough money saved up, pay some stuff off, and so we can move
Doesn't
back.
matter. You make incredible income. You are not paying stuff off. What are you talking about? You could be paying stuff off. You're not. More money's not going to do anything. More money, just like the gift cards, is going to be an excuse to spend.
Right.
You agree, but you're the one spending on the gift card.
Yes,
so
I am, yeah.
I don't know what you're nodding about.
I absolutely love watching these financial audit videos, especially when it's a couple, because you get to learn so much in such a short amount of time. And watching these couples interact, right? Like, not only do you learn about their relationship, just them talking about money, you begin to understand who's in control, who's the responsible one, who lacks structure, who lacks discipline, right? And it usually plays out in a very entertaining way. But then also you get the lessons learned and extracted so you can implement them within your life. Fact of the matter is that out of every 3 or 4 divorces out of 10, it's due to financial problems or financial strain in the relationship. The case study that I have for you guys here today is a young couple. They've got 1 kid, 2 years old, 1 on the way. The gentleman, as a technician, makes $9,000 per month, which is very good, although he does work 80 hours per week, so he's hustling. He's grinding, and his wife is still in school, but together they're both in debt. Nevertheless, let's see what we can learn from this beautiful train wreck.
Well, actually, I want to hear your perspective. You say because she is your word.
Yes.
So are you saying this is an endless nag when this comes down to the financial conversations? How does this conversation work? How does this look from your perspective? I've
Usually
heard hers.
her nagging at me, I need to do this, I need to do that, and there's nothing she needs to do. It's always me having to do something.
Thoughts?
So his company gives us gift cards lately, like for birthdays, Christmas.
What about thoughts on what he just said?
Oh shit! Like this. You want to talk about a master deflector? He talked about the nagging, and you just go somewhere else. Like a.
Because I have problems.
Look at-
I've never said I was innocent in this. That's what I was trying to get at is I keep my spending to those 25 gift cards. So I'm still getting things. It's just not coming out of our pocket.
But it is. It's still money that could be going towards basic necessities to cover some things like groceries and gas. And then all our money left over could go towards paying off debt. So it still does. It's still net money. No?
No, gift cards from his company that we haven't, it's not in our income or anything.
Are the gift cards store specific or are they just spend wherever?
They're on regular gift cards.
No,
Visa
some
gift
are
cards.
specific Amazons.
Oh, those are the birthday ones. So
Yeah.
every time it's my birthday, I
But
get
then
a
we could
$50
still
one.
get the thing off of Amazon that we need
Yeah, for
That
life.
is true.
instead of spending our money. Because this is just giving you an excuse to just go blow. It's still money that's coming in and we're in debt.
Yes.
Yes.
What about the nagging part?
Come on.
I feel like I am on him fairly. I don't try to
Well, should
be
we be
overbearing.
on?
Right.
Is that the productive way to have this though? That's what I'm wondering. Because this is what I am taking away from this conversation so far. Dude fucks up a lot. His spending fucks up a lot. You fuck up a bit, but then what happens? We come to the budgeting thing. It's not a sit down. We talk about it. It's a sit down and it's
It's never actually a sit down and talk about it. I have begged him to sit down and try to go through our.
Why won't you sit down, dude?
The nagging, I just didn't want to hear it. So I'll just continue playing my video games or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Okay,
I'm
well, that's
doing
what a
at the time.
child does, though, for what it's worth. I mean, I'm not saying we should go at it from the perspective as nagging at someone, but why aren't you willing to confront it like an adult? You're 22, you have a second kid coming.
Right.
I guess I just don't want to see how much in debt we are.
Hey, what's your retirement?
Oh,
0.
God.
Uh-huh. And you? Uh-huh. You're putting the burden on your kids.
On the children,
They didn't have a
right.
choice to come into this world. They're going to take care of you because they're not going to see their mom and dad on the f***ing streets when they don't have enough money to retire. And who knows what Social Security is going to look like by the time you guys retire. That's where we man up. We step away from the video games. We have the conversation. And that's when we have the conversation. We're not just telling the other person, you, stop. We sit down. We discuss what things need to look like, what our goals are. And then if you guys aren't compatible on that, that makes me nervous because one of the leading causes for divorce in this country is finances.
It is incredible to me that young people are signing up to become married, have children with each other, but they're still acting like children without an understanding of the basics of the values of communications, especially when it comes to a financial perspective. Listen, I don't care if you guys are 50-50, 100-0, or anything in between. It's essential that you guys have adult conversations about the money that is coming in and the money that is going out. Clear, honest conversations about money can prevent any future misunderstandings and resentment that might build up, because that resentment obviously is transitioning into nagging. The gentleman is clear and admits that he's been messing up, hurt to a degree, but now you're not even having a conversation about it, and you're actively avoiding it because A, you don't want to see it, and then B, because of the tone of her voice. It's absolutely absurd, man. You need to start acting like an adult, and I'm not telling you not have any hobbies, don't play any video games, not have any leisure time, but you need to start being realistic, have your priorities straightened out, because the people that will be most impacted by this are the children. Now let's fast forward a couple of minutes, because they begin to talk about the importance of goal setting.
Are we compatible on finances?
I mean, for the most part, we both like to spin, so that's compatible.
Wow, so we're compatible in the wrong way. What
That's
about goals?
hilarious.
What about goal? What?
I don't think he has any goals, to be honest. I have been thinking about the goals where we want to end up, because he talks about wanting to move back to his hometown, East Texas area.
What's your goal, guy? Just playing video games?
No, not just playing video games. Get enough money saved up, pay some stuff off, and so we can move
Doesn't
back.
matter. You make incredible income. You are not paying stuff off. What are you talking about? You could be paying stuff off. You're not. More money's not going to do anything. More money, just like the gift cards, is going to be an excuse to spend.
Right.
You agree, but you're the one spending on the gift card.
Yes, I
so
am, yeah.
I don't know what you're nodding about.
Well, I feel the same way. More income just is us blowing through it. That's exactly what I tell
What's
him.
her goals for the family? From your words, what do you think her goals are? Finances, family,
They don't
all
have
that good
goals.
stuff.
I think her goal is to get us on a budget, get bills paid down, and be able to live comfortably. And get
That's
an
a pretty
emergency
basic
fund.
minimum goal.
Yes.
What are her goals for the family? Big goals. Where does she want to see you guys?
And she wants us to move to East Texas for sure.
She wants to move to East Texas.
Yeah,
I
she
thought
wants
you
to.
said he wants.
Well,
to.
he
It's a-
does, but I've never lived there myself. He just wants to go back home, and I was like, yeah, it is really pretty, so I'm
It's
totally
humid, it's
willing.
fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's it. This is all we have in our life, is a goal to move to East Texas. We have nothing beyond this.
Get a
No,
20 to 30 acres, and she wants to homestead, let
Yeah.
her homestead. She wants to start growing plants and stuff like that.
Kind of off-grid vibes.
Yes, off-grid vibes, 100%.
Okay, so our goal is just a want. We don't
Yes.
have ourselves as seeing where our family is, certain ambitions, seeing where our kids go, set up for retirement. We don't have our
No, I
our
wanna
ambition
set up
is
for
literally
retirement.
yeah, but our goal that you guys are talking about so far is literally just getting a plot of land. Good goal, that's a fine goal, but I'm not hearing any overarching thing for the family. And that makes me a little nervous. Like, how are we gonna button down, sacrifice, cut back everything? Your spending's insane. How are we going to start messing with that, get on the same page and tweak things and stick to it on a long-term basis without these broad overarching goals?
Imagine working 80 hours per week without having a goal, without having a reason as to why you're doing 80 hours a week. I don't care what decade of life that you're in, is a lot. But I think really what's happening here is that this guy, young off, got a good paying job, and he's okay with working all the hours. He works the hours, he comes home, and he doesn't really have family goals. He just has video game goals. The reason why it's so important to sit down and to structure out goals that you can reach is because then every action within your life should be aligned up to those goals. But now, due to the lack of leadership within the man and the immaturity within both of them, within the relationship and the toxicity that they obviously go through, then there's no plan. And if you ain't planning to win, you're planning to fail. Now, in this section, they're going to talk about how transparency matters in financial conversations.
Example, $360 going in and getting drinks and snacks from the gas station this last month. She didn't even know?
No.
What do you mean? You're the one that sees the statements, right? Or is this on the credit cards that you don't see?
I think they're on the credit
Oh,
card.
for
but
me. So you didn't even know. I'm bringing new information to the table right now to you.
Probably,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, for sake. Why isn't she allowed to know that?
It's not that she's not allowed to. She's never asked.
You have to rely on her asking. But doesn't she ask to sit down and talk about the money? Do you?
I do.
Wouldn't that be asking?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, she doesn't ask about the certain cards.
Why would she have to ask specifics if she's sitting down talking about wanting to do a conversation about the finances? Wouldn't that be the conversation?
I mean, yeah, I would have been. I don't want her to see all the spending I do at gas stations.
You see how that's what? She's not your mom. Not her what are your thoughts on this? This is.
He also has said to me that he prefers gas station food over the sandwiches that I've made.
What do you
Even
make?
though
Shitty sandwiches?
I try not to. I add
No, her
vinaigrettes
sandwiches
to
are
him. I try to make sure
then
he
why
has
the f did you say
sides.
that?
He
It's just
likes gas station
Yeah.
food, I guess, even though it's
Probably
terrible
because
for
it's
your health.
fatty and terrible for your health, which means it's
That's
delicious.
wild.
We're both thick boys. I mean, come on, we're fat. F***s.
yeah.
It's probably because you're
Gas
eating the
station-
shitty food. Because I eat the shitty food too, but I can afford it. That's the difference. Because I didn't f up my entire life on
I mean,
credit
technically,
cards.
I
and shit.
could afford it
No,
too.
you can't. No,
No,
no.
no.
You have debt
No.
and no retirement. You have no retirement. You can't afford You don't have an emergency fund. You can't afford What are you talking about? What are your delusions on money? You don't understand the basics.
He also
If
thinks
that's the
our
case.
saving is plenty good enough, even though it's
What's your savings?
800.
$863.
Oh my God.
Describe how that is plenty good enough.
Well, it was at $6,000, and then we what was it? We bought a shit off of Amazon for
The house
improvements, new sinks.
What was
stuff
the
like that.
savings for?
Honestly, we had no goal for it. We had just started.
Why is it not an
saving.
emergency fund? Have we heard of an emergency fund?
This is the trap that I see so many people get into. They look at, oh, I make 6 figures a year. I make $103,000 per year. Therefore, I should have a degree of comfortability within my life. Meanwhile, you have no emergency fund, and I recommend having an emergency fund of at least 6 months of expenses. And a lot of people don't even know what their monthly expenses is. So that's step number one. Figure out how much that is coming out within a month. They're up to their eyeballs in debt, bad debt, including that car that's going to depreciate 15% within a year. So when they have the opportunity to purchase something or they want something, they just go, well, $6,000 in expenses. I make $100,000 per year. Boom, I'm still left with $90-something thousand left without ever considering downturns of the economy, odd things happening to interest rates or inflation, changes within their job. I mean, they could be laid off. They feel way more secure in a situation than they actually should. This case proves that earning a decent to a high income while being financially illiterate can leave you in a worse case than someone makes half as less than you, but budgets correctly.
Yes.
Yes.
She's told me about it.
Wonderful. There we go. Why wasn't it an emergency fund? Why was it an Amazon? We just got a house fund.
We just don't see the emergencies coming, and I mean that's
That's
just
what
the
makes them an
honesty.
emergency, you
I-
little
Right.
sh. What do you think an emergency is? If everyone saw an emergency coming, it wouldn't be an emergency.
It'd be a normal fixed
What do you think
cost.
that word means? What are you talking about? What?
We just kept putting it in because I cared about the savings, especially while we were living in at my mom's.
How can we have a real conversation here and make real goals if you're not? If she didn't even know how much you spent on getting f***ing fat
I didn't
gas
realize
station
it was
things.
that much. Like I knew he was spending quite a bit, but
I mean, I've also had a couple project cars that I've bought, worked a little bit, sold.
yeah,
bought.
there was
sold, like,
one that
3
I
or
got
4
for
of
my
them.
dad, and he
What?
is nonstop looking for it.
Looking for what more?
Yeah,
Yes,
more
more.
project
Why?
cars.
Anything-
Why?
Oh.
Why not project get out of debt? Make sure our kids are set up for the future. Why is everything about your little needs or desires, little wants, your toys, your little hobbies?
I mean, the way I see it is I make the money and I want to spend it how I want.
I can vibe with that to a certain point. If you set yourself up
In
for
order.
emergencies, make sure
Right.
enough is going to needs and retirement. I can give you a massive amount of money because you guys make good money. I mean, you're going to be bringing in probably like 40 to 50 to start off. We're going to say 40, just be a little conservative. So let's say 30 hits your account, 32 or so on a yearly basis. And then we know that divide that by 12, we're looking at about 2,666. Plus the $9,000 that hits your account net, probably $11,600 on a monthly basis is hitting the account once you get that job. Wonderful. If we're able to do 30% of it, I can get you guys to below $3,500 a month on anything. It's a ton of money. After you're out of debt and have a fully funded emergency fund or contributing to retirement and basic necessities, why do you think you're allowed to do this now and f over your family if one thing were to go wrong? One thing were to go wrong because of your little pet projects, your family's done. You're
Yeah.
evicted. You're foreclosed on.
Yeah.
Why are
serious.
you allowing that to be the case?
No answer.
I mean, I have the credit cards to, if anything
Oh my
happens like
gosh,
that.
this is what
emergency.
happened.
That is
Credit card.
borrowed money. That is not our money.
Right.
What
Well,
are you
I used
talking
it for your
about?
tires on your car one time.
When you look at couples like this and you understand the stat between the 30 to 40% that divorce because of financial issues, you begin to understand why. A young man like this might come down up into the sector of relationships up on YouTube in about 5 years from now and be like, man, she just wanted me for my money. She used me, brought me down into debt, and then split. And for that, I say you's a goddamn liar. You've contributed to the failure of this family, if not more than what she has. All because you didn't want to be nagged to. Now, I will be the first to admit I cannot stand motherfucking nagging. And I don't think that is a conducive way that an adult woman should be communicating to her husband. But nevertheless, though, you brought yourself into a position where maybe that's all that she knows how to do. Because of her lack of security, she reverts back into kid mode as she spends your company gift cards and you spend $300-something at gas stations for sandwich food. To everybody that's watching this content right here, you guys must understand the first thing you have to work on is building your emergency fund. After that, you must work on paying off all of your debts, less the mortgage. You can leave that because in most cases that's considered an asset as opposed to a liability for a number of reasons, but mostly because it appreciates. But let me tell you guys something. Your financial future, right? Life gets way more fun when you don't have debt. Because at the point that you don't have debt, that's when you gain or you earn back flexibility. And being flexible in life, having the choice to do what you want is when really life can start for you. But because you are illiterate, you've now become yet a number to crunch within the American economy, right? The capitalistic society that will make you feel like you need the $6,000 in housing costs, but meanwhile, you never needed a damn dime of it. But you wanted it because they made you want it, thereby becoming yet another slave to the hamster wheel of working forever, yet getting nothing out of it. But yeah, once I got rid of all of my debts, and in order to get rid of them, I had to be very disciplined. I had a structured budget. But once I did, I was able to invest my time, my money, my energy into other things in order to continue on building growth into the future. Shit, I wouldn't even have started a YouTube channel until my debt journey had ended. And now because of the YouTube channel, my income coming in has gone up exponentially, which allows me to have a lot more fun and be even more flexible in life going into the future. But yeah, stop blaming everyone else for your lack of financial literacy. Have a backup plan for your backup plan. Pay off of that debt. Begin your investment journey and unlock life. In regards to the couple that we just reviewed, transparency, teamwork, and shared responsibility are the key to building something long-lasting when it comes to family building. All right, guys, drop me your comments down below. What did you think about the financial audit content here today? And last but not least, join my men's self-development community where financial education is what we are focused on right now. I want to build more financially literate men into the future because that literacy is the key to unlocking whatever you want in this world into the future. All right, guys, drop me a line down below. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you soon. Until next time, YouTube. Peace. Link in the description for the community. Let's go.
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber screaming period and yes, you a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up by a high